This week on the Roofing Report, a Roofing Insights interview sparked an online debate. We followed up with Steve Badger to get his take. Atlantic hurricane season is here. We'll tell you what to expect. Surveillance video caught thieves on camera stealing roofing equipment. And we'll share the story of how one boy became a hero when his dad took a fall. Welcome back to the Roofing Report. We got some juicy stories for you this week. As always, if you like these videos, please support our team with the like button below. And if you have a tip to share, send it to Sydney@roofinginsights.com. Now let's go to the news.
Manufacturers and materials.
New data on the roofing materials market was released this week. Vantage market research is predicting 3.5% annual growth over the next 6 years. The report estimates the global roofing materials market will reach $155 billion by 2030. The Asia Pacific is the fastest growing region. Concrete and city tiles are the leading product category, making up 29% of global sales.
Major weather.
On to some major weather updates. The Atlantic hurricane season could pick up in the next few weeks. AccuWeather is forecasting 6 to 10 named storms to form in the Atlantic from August 27th to September 30th. The historic average is 6. Hurricane Beryl spawned severe storms and tornadoes across the Midwest and Northeast. Hurricane Debbie caused widespread flooding in Florida and the Carolinas, Pennsylvania, and upstate New York. If those storms are anything to go by, we could see damage in more than one region this season. It's something to keep an eye on. And I personally love how they name them with the girls' names, and just like we do at the CrossFit with the workouts. More news is coming up, but first, I want to thank this week's sponsor, Contractor Supplement Solutions. I only endorse 2 supplement companies, and there is a reason for that. CSS sets the standard high, and they're my second recommendation when it comes to insurance supplementing. They are amazing communicators, and they work seamlessly with your team to get your estimates completed. And they are fast. CSS makes it easy for any contractor to keep things moving and maximize efficiency. Check them out at contractorsupplements.com.
Fines, scams, and jail time.
Florida has passed laws to cut down on insurance fraud in the last few years. You might remember they got rid of assignment of benefits agreements for that reason. But according to local news reports and state CFO Jimmy Patronis, fraud is still happening.
Now, if this hasn't happened to you, you probably know someone it's happened to. A roofing company knocks on your door asking to inspect your roof and telling you they can get you a new one for a little of nothing.
No, I'm never going to do that. I live straight and narrow.
Cora Hayes and her husband say they had just replaced the roof on their Ocala home when they were approached by an employee with another roofing company.
And he stated that if I would have waited, I could have gotten my roof done for the deductible, which would have been $1,000. That's how it started.
What do you think is going on there?
I think it's insurance fraud myself. I think that the insurance companies are having to pay for something that didn't get damaged.
Hayes' neighbor, Robert Feeney, says he was approached by an employee with the same company.
He's come here 3 times.
Repeatedly making the same deal.
Said they can give me a free roof inspection to replace my roof. Cost me anywhere from $500 to $1,500 depending. It would be your deductible.
Feeney said he had recently had his roof inspected, so he passed and felt uneasy.
I think they're ripping off the insurance companies, all of them, and everybody else is paying for it.
So here's how it works. The roofing company inspects your roof and supposedly finds damage. You file a claim and pay your deductible. If the insurance company denies the claim, the contractor sues. So the insurance company either has to fight the lawsuit or settle. Either way, it is expensive. And those costs are typically passed along to consumers.
That's why all of our insurance is going up so high. Because of this.
Florida has led the country in property insurance litigation. According to the Insurance Information Institute, in 2022, Florida made up 9% of the country's insurance claims, but accounted for 79% of the country's property insurance-related lawsuits. Lawmakers say roofing schemes are a large part of the lawsuits.
Those individuals are playing in an unethical space, could be illegal, depending on the circumstances.
Florida's Chief Financial
they have
Officer Jimmy
CFOs for
Patronis has seen
states.
it for years. The state has had multiple special
Florida
legislative
CFO.
sessions to
What's
deal
his
with
budget?
property insurance, and in 2022 passed a series of laws meant to cut down on litigation. I thought those laws were supposed to prevent this type of thing.
It becomes whack-a-mole. It's unfortunate just when we think we have created the perfect mousetrap that the scoundrels, the bad actors in the process will find a new way to game the system.
Jimmy Patronis is one of those people who has helped pass fraud reform in Florida. It's pretty shocking to hear him say that the laws are not working as well as they hoped. Florida has been hit hard by the insurance crisis. Because of that, everything they do is a potential model for other states that goes for their successes and failures. As always, we'll keep you updated. Surveillance cameras caught thieves stealing some very expensive roofing equipment last month.
An Orange County businessman says someone stole about $30,000 worth of his construction equipment.
Yeah, if things aren't locked down, sometimes they find a way out. And so far, investigators are still looking for who did this. It happened last night at a business off of Colonial Drive, not far from the 408. And Channel 9's Giovanni Diaz is live there now. Gio, you spoke with the owner of the construction company about what's missing.
Yeah, Greg, and he tells me he is extremely frustrated. This whole thing happened right here. The suspects saw the equipment, saw an opportunity, and they went for it.
Come up the ladder. Right there.
Surveillance video shows a man looking at the roof of this business on East Colonial Drive late Monday. You can hear him talking, possibly to a second person who's up on top.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
The video was shot from these cameras at Econ River Animal Hospital. The place was closed and the equipment belonged to a construction company.
So they're working on the hospital on this too.
A Rhino bond machine, a Leister robot for the TPO, all our hand welders, pouches, blowers, saws.
You don't steal tools from people.
Goes on and on. Harold Cook owns the construction company and he's spreading the word about what happened.
Luckily, they did have cameras. We've already we've got Orange County involved now to try to help with the recovery of our stuff.
This other video shows a second person at the scene. You can see at some point he opens up a cooler left by the workers at the construction site. He grabs a bottle of water and walks away. Cook says he's been working in this business for more than 30 years, and this is the first time he's ever seen something like this.
You know, we're out here, trying to make an honest living, doing the right thing, and you have people that unfortunately want to take advantage of other people.
Very sad.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office told us this is being investigated as a third-degree grand theft case, and so far, no one has been identified or arrested. Reporting live in Orange County, I'm Giovanni Diaz, Channel 9 Eyewitness News. Greg.
All right, they got him on camera. We'll see what happens. Thanks, Gio.
Police are still looking for these guys. If you recognize any of them, contact the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Good news.
An 8-year-old boy became a hero last week after his dad fell off a roof.
Well, Sam, picture this. An 8-year-old boy is home with his father when the unthinkable happens. Dad was working on a roof in the backyard when he took a fall, leaving the 8-year-old to handle the situation by himself.
For like 1 minute, he was unconscious, and I knew he was alive, though, because he was breathing.
Back home after a day's worth of fishing with Dad.
It's a tall roof, too.
Senzi says barks from the family dogs prompted him out of the shower and into the backyard.
I was standing on this corner here.
Oh no, that's not a tall
roof. I fell. I hit this window box on the way down. This is what opened up my head.
A parent's worst nightmare. Mom was away at work and Dad was on the ground, bleeding from his head, fighting for consciousness.
I got a towel from the kitchen and I had to wipe all the blood off him.
Keeping his composure better than some adults would, Nova worked to keep his father awake while scouring the house for a phone to call 911. Unable to find Dad's cell, he moved to Plan B, running to a friend's house to find an adult. There, too, he was met without an answer, until finally he came back home and found a spare phone in Dad's truck.
They asked me what my name was.
Burner phone.
Where we live.
It's training his parents say he had been briefed on in the past, but not to the extent of his heroism that day.
So we do talk about it here and there, but we're not you also don't want to freak your child out. So it's a fine line. But now I recognize how important those talks are.
Dad Ben was rushed to the hospital where he had 9 staples placed in his head. He was also treated for several broken ribs and a partially collapsed lung. Now a week into recovery, he says he would have never expected his young son to become his hero so soon.
Proud. I mean, it's so far above being proud of him. I mean, he's hero.
I wonder what he was doing to the roof. What a brave kid, and a reminder of why it's not a good idea to go up on your roof alone.
Badger's Corner.
And the last story this week is a little controversy. It started when I interviewed my friend Mauricio from Estimate Experts. He explained how they can get a 40% more on average from insurance companies. Here's a clip of him talking about how they help contractors with estimating and supplementing. So if I don't know what I'm doing, if I've been bartender before and I don't know roofing terms and I don't know roofing stuff, but I have a client who has insurance claim, I can take this claim, send it to you, and you will make me look smart.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, we use it on 2 different services. So the first step of the service is building the estimate. Actually, Dimitri, this is 80% of the job. A solid estimate, any dummy can go and collect that money. If you have an estimate that explains the items, why it has to be there, has the regulation, has the code, basically the adjuster cannot come with any rebuttal for not to cover it.
But they still do. So what happens if they do push back?
Well, we keep pushing back. Keep in mind that we are not legal counsel, so we do all the pre-litigation stage, which could last probably 90 days, right? After the 120 days, if definitely they don't want to pay and they want to violate the law,
sure,
we try to push them hard. We do it with 2 elements. Becoming very annoying. We annoy the hell out of the insurance company, hammering them
something
every
that
week.
contractors don't like to do.
Every contractor hates it. They don't have the time. We do have the agents there hammering on these insurance companies on a very annoying manner, but on a very professional, because we find out that we keep finding the same adjuster over and over and over again, right? These adjusters are doing hundreds of claims. So we try to keep it very professional, very friendly manner, establishing some relationship with them so they understand that we are defending the rights of the homeowner ultimately, and obviously allowing them to hire our contractor, which is our final client. It's not how complicated it is, it's more how solid the estimate is. And remember I told you 80% is here, collecting it is 20% of the effort. As long as you have a solid estimate, anybody can bill it. That's why we offer the option of our client to do it optional. You got the estimate, you got 80% of the job. If you have somebody that can go and call it, fine. It is a pain in the butt. But if you want us to do it, we will take care of that. It will cost you only 5% of the money we collect, but you can have an increase of $40,000.
How much of an increase?
Well, in this case, it was an increase of $40,000. Our fee for the claim management, it will be 5% of the new money we collect.
I posted that video and then I saw a comment from Steve Badger. He took issue with Mauricio's supplementing process, so I decided to ask him about it. Oh, Steve.
So having watched that, 3 things come to mind. Number 1, I am not opposed to supplements. If a contractor who puts on a roof has to replace some decking or the drip edge or whatever it takes to put on a code and manufacturer compliant roof, that contractor should supplement those items that were not previously in the estimate or the bid by that contractor. That's okay. That's the purpose of a supplement. What is a supplement? A supplement is to bill us for things that were not previously identified that once you got in there, you had to do. If you do that properly and you had to replace a couple sheets of decking, great, tell the insurance company we should pay it. But that's not what he's advocating. He's advocating what drives me crazy. And that is, when you're all done, just bundle up your job, send it to me. I got professional Xactimate writers, and I'm going to juice up your estimate with a bunch of new shit that wasn't in there before. And you're going to get your number up and you're going to get more money. And I'm going to take 5 to 10% and make money myself. That's wrong. All right. So if you want to do it right, write an estimate that includes those things on the front end. He said he also does estimating work. We'll hire him on the front end to include those items, have a discussion with the insurance company, and agree upon what's fair. But don't just hit me with a bunch of crap line items at the end to try to annoy me at the end. And that's my third thought. He talks about being annoying and pushing hard and a number of different words. That, I'm sorry, my friend, but that is the unauthorized practice of public adjusting. You are not the insured. You're not even the contractor who does the work. I'm also really curious, when you call my client, do you say that you're the third-party supplementer, or do you lie and tell us that you're the contractor? Because a lot of what people do what you do, they lie and tell us that they're the contractor. Either way, it's wrong. It's the unauthorized practice of public adjusting. You're clearly talking about negotiating additional line items, and you should not be doing that. So I'll finish where I began. We should pay legitimate supplements when a contractor identifies items during the job that were not in the estimate. And if they have to do additional work, supplement that, call us and tell us why that was done. But don't send me a juiced up estimate with a bunch of stuff in it just so you can get a little more money on the job and bleed some off to some third party who wrote it for you. So that's how I react to this.
How about your insurance agents, your insurance adjusters? Don't send us estimate that's 40% short what it should be in the first place. Then maybe we will not annoy you asking for more. This is a very interesting debate to me. I have endorsed 2 supplementing companies. I believe in their models, and I've seen how much they can help contractors and homeowners, but I can't ignore Steven's arguments either. He says it's not illegal to charge for supplementing, but it can create a conflict of interest. So when does supplementing cross the line? That's what I want to investigate. My team will be talking to more experts on both sides, and we will publish a video with everything we find in the next few weeks. Let me know what questions you have in the comments and what's your take on this problem. I also want to take 30 seconds and address criticism from Latif Farouk, competitor of Estimate Experts. For the past 6 to 9 months, he's been calling out Estimate Experts for having fake reviews and running illegal business model. You know, I don't give bad recommendations. Latif had called me personally a sellout, and he also told me that I am CNN of the roofing industry. Well, first of all, you can switch the channel if you don't agree with my comments or you don't like companies that I endorse. I stand behind my recommendations. I actually checked into reviews, so Latif sent me this clip.
Dude, I'm laughing my ass off. So check it out. Here's Smart City. Here's this guy, Lenine. Here's Shatco. I literally went to these websites, dude. Like, please do your research, man. You are an influencer. You are supposed to be smart. Website down. Smart City. Okay, they have a BBB. Sounds good. File not found. Website down. Dude, 8 of 8 that I tested. Okay? I'm not your research person, but as Luis, check these websites. Dude, just false information about everything. And I'm glad you promote them. I'm glad you stand for something, because when you stand for garbage, you stand for garbage, my friend.
And I have asked Mauricio for proofs that Smart Roofing actually his client, and he provided those. So yet again, we have another hater. The more we do, the more haters we have. Some of our followers and fans are very, very toxic. I will defend people that I endorse and promote, as well as my own reputation. As far as legality of this business model, we will investigate and will bring you what we find. I'm not an expert when it comes to supplementing insurance companies, but I don't also see or heard how it's illegal. I will share with you if I'm wrong or if Mauricio's business model is wrong, but so far in endorsing this company for 1 year, we did not receive one single complaint from any contractors or the homeowners using the service. Again, comment below what you think about this problem. We read all our comments and we might include your opinion and your statement in that investigation. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.